Hi there. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. If you've never listened before, this is Andrew Bush, and this is a podcast I started with my dear friend Sean Random, who I met in Los Angeles in 2014. We started recording this podcast in a car all those years ago, and since then have been recording in our mobile podcasting studio from everywhere from Burbank to Anaheim to Griffith Park. So if you're listening to this, it's been a couple years of accumulated work, so I hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much.
Today's episode is brought to us by shoes. Shoes. Like any good relationship, eventually it'll crush your soul.
I once saw an elk. Like they're huge.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't think that they're as big as they are. But I was working at a summer camp in New Hampshire.
How big was it?
It was gigundous, man. We were in a like a normal sized car, like a car. I can't even remember what kind of car it was, but it was a normal sized regular car. And we're driving up the edge of the camp was on top of a mountain because summer camps are always on top of a mountain for some reason.
Some weird reason they put them up there.
That's why they're there. Elk, right. So we're driving up the mountain. It's late. We were out partying. We were away from the camp, and we're driving home, and we hear a rustling next. Yeah, right, like right next to the car. And whoever was driving, he like slowed down really quick, and a baby elk came out.
Oh,
and it was huge. It was really like awkward, like walking across the street. And it was big. It was like almost as tall as a horse, but it wasn't as long. But it was,
wow.
It was still like to see it in person was like, holy cow, that's huge.
That's a big animal thing. I wouldn't know what it was. I don't know what elks are. I'd be like, wow, look at that thing.
Well, it was like we had like a majestic moment with it standing in the road.
Shh, everyone shut up. It's so majestic.
Right. We had that moment.
It's beautiful.
And then somebody in the car was kind of like, its mother's got to be near here someplace.
Its mom is watching
and as soon as they said that, there was like another big rustling.
Here
and
comes Mother Elk.
my friend that was driving backed up really quick, like about 15 feet in the road, and the mom came out, and she was bigger than the car.
Right.
Like had she come out,
What are you doing with my baby?
Right, like she might have seen the car as some
Mama
threatening animal or something, and like it would have that mama would have caused some serious damage to the car. Like
That
this was a
mama
big
would have caused
beast.
some. Oh yeah.
Big
What'd you
beast.
do? Did you hit it?
No.
Did you charge it?
We just
Take
backed
this,
up.
you elk!
No,
It
we
would
just
have destroyed your car.
well, no.
Smash
This
it
car
to
was way too big. No. This animal was way too big. We
You
just
could
backed,
just jumped over it. Yeah.
well, we just backed up like 15 feet, and the giant elk came out and kind of walked across the street, and then the baby elk followed, and we were just kind of like, oh well, that was majestic. and
See,
awesome.
that elk really wasted an
It could have
opportunity
been.
right there. It could have gone and
Could have
just
been
like
really
been
bad.
like, it could have come up and been like corn. Like it could have come up to you and like robbed you.
We were
Like, give me all your wheat. What you got in there? You got wheat thins?
I don't know if it would have robbed us per se, but we were on the edge of a pretty much like a cliff. It could
Yeah.
have easily pushed us off the side of
Oh,
this thing.
shit,
And
yeah.
we would have rolled. It would have been bad.
I hate these mechanical animals.
Yeah, right?
Over the cliff with you.
You be gone from my mountain.
Be gone from my
'Cause
mountain.
it
I am
was-
mountain elk.
It was that elk's mountain. Like I don't think anybody would be able to tell that elk that it wasn't.
Was it on top of Elk Mountain?
No.
my
This is a different mountain.
Well, was the elk from the tale of Elk Mountain?
I've never heard the
Gather
tale of Elk
round,
Mountain.
children, for the tale of Elk Mountain.
here we go.
Once upon a time, Sean
on
and
in,
his
children.
friends went and partied down in the street.
When they went back up in their magical horseless carriage, also known as a car, a vehicular
Some would
car,
say a vehicle.
motor vehicle, and he went upon and twixt from the road arose a small baby elk, and it was tiny and endearing, and in that magical sense his friend did turneth to Sean and say, I betteth his mother is nearby. And from it the woods stormed and walked a large mother elk, who bellowed from her breath and said, Sean and his friends,
Oh shit! It knew my name.
get out of my mountain. And from them backed up,
And we got
but
out of this
only
fucking mountain.
5 meters.
That's a
or
clear
15
message.
feet, and the elk did disappear off into the woods from whence it came. And the jolly trio left and fled up to the mountainside to feast upon Cheerios and fruit.
Yeah, that's generally what happened. We went back to the camp and
good
told
time.
everybody about our adventure with an elk.
And now, Random Thoughts.
If the Viagra NASCAR were to win by a nose, we could blame the drugs, right?
Would you care to tell me what you see in the photograph, Mr. Johnson?
Well, it appears to be a picture of me at a picnic in the park.
Picnic? Well, tell me, what are you doing in the photograph, Mr. Johnson?
Why, I'm eating a ham sandwich.
A ham sandwich, Mr. Johnson? What if I were to tell you that this is a photograph of you eating a turkey sandwich?
Now, wait one damn minute there!
Sit down, Mr. Johnson! Now, what do you see in the second photograph, Mr. Johnson?
I don't have to take this from you!
I believe you'll find you do have to take this from me. Now then, the second photograph, Mr. Johnson. I don't want to have to ask you again.
It's a picture of me drinking a soda.
A soda? A soda? Well, what kind of soda, Mr. Johnson?
A 7-Up!
7-Up? A 7-Up? A 7-Up? I think we both know it was a Sprite! Did you think you would just have yourself a little walk in the park, no less? And then you put on a little one-man picnic with turkey sandwiches and Sprite? What do you have to say for yourself, Picnic Man?
What if I am a picnic man?
You disgust me. Take him away.
No! No, please! It was ham! And 7-Up! You can check my cabinets at home! It was ham! It was ham!
And now, thoughts from the bush.
Just remember, whenever you're feeling bad about yourself, that you're a rose in a field of daisies. And the other people in the world, well, those are those disgusting fucking daisies. Have you ever been on Facebook and you see someone who's like got 26 mutual friends and you're like, who the fuck is this person? Who is this guy?
The time.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got into my Facebook. Everybody on my Facebook friends, like those are people I know.
Right.
Those are my actual friends.
Right.
I went to high school with them, or maybe we don't talk every day. Maybe we haven't talked in 15, 20 years. But the point is that I know these people as human beings.
And then you go and you click on their picture, and they're like standing in front of some of the same shit like you've seen.
Like
and you're like, what? You've
like,
been there. You've lived in my town.
Who the fuck are you?
Who are you?
Why are you
What
in
have
my
you
town?
done?
Why are you
eating at that
parading as one of my
restaurant?
friends?
He's eating at that restaurant. And then there's pictures of him like with your friends.
Oh,
you're like, who the
no.
fuck is this guy?
Who is this guy?
You start to wonder a little bit, is it me?
Why does he look so familiar? Wait, I have that shirt.
Holy shit.
Wait,
oh,
no.
wait, this is my
This
profile.
is okay.
Hold
Hold
on.
on.
Yeah, hold on. Wait a second. I obviously don't know how to use Facebook. I'm dumb. That's silly me. I'm not talking about you
I
knowing
know,
you.
I know what you mean.
But like, if this is a person that you've seen has 25 of like your close friends, so obviously he's in your circles, or you've known him, you've got to have bumped into him.
You should know his name. You should know things about him. You should be like, oh, it's Skippy.
And you're
Look,
looking
Skippy
at his
grew
face.
up. Or maybe it's Bob and you lost all that weight. You should have some ideas.
And you're sitting there looking at him, and you're going back. You got to go back and you got to grab like your yearbooks, and you're flipping through, being like, "Who the fuck is this Bob guy?"
It's Bill.
Who is he? Bill,
he
Bob?
gained some weight.
Hey, Mom,
can you get taller?
Do you
Is
know?
that a thing?
You know a Bob? Who's this Bob? Do you know this kid? Like, he looks like this on my Facebook. No, I don't know who
How
that
did
is.
he get on your friends list?
How did he
you
get?
You had to have accepted him at
How
one
does
point.
he
Like,
have?
yeah, we are friends. I
No.
approve.
I'm talking about when Facebook makes suggestions.
Oh, right. That's
Facebook
even
it's going to
creepier.
make suggestions. Oh, do you know this guy? You have to know this guy because he has 35 of your friends.
Because that implies that this guy came to town after you left. Mm-hmm. Like, and
he's the replacement Sean.
right, and it makes me think like,
you don't know
who the
me.
hell comes to town?
Right.
Like, we get out of town.
Yeah.
We leave town on purpose. Who goes to the town other people are trying to get out
And
of?
you, dear friends, you know what you
Who's
did?
hanging out with my
You
friends?
just accepted him. And you know what? I hope they tell him that, like, I hope that, like, in my theater circle, and if you guys are listening, and I'm talking to a very certain amount of you, I hope that there is, like, a replacement Andrew, but he's nothing like me. Like, he doesn't even hold a card to me. And people have been like, oh, you remind me of Andrew, except you're not as funny.
I was just going to say.
Oh, that would make me so happy.
I
I hope everyone berates that person forever, and he always feels like he's second Andrew until he's finally accepted one day.
I was hoping that if there is a replacement Sean, like he doesn't realize that he's the replacement Sean. He's
Right.
just the Dave.
Would your friends tell him?
No. Just every once in a while they'd be like, sometimes you kind of remind me of my friend Sean. And Dave
Yeah.
would just be like, who the fuck is Sean?
It's almost as if Dave knew you left.
Right?
And had this
It's like
sense.
Sean has left a void. Mm-hmm. I'm lonely here
I can
in my
feel
town.
people's hearts.
I could be their Sean. I mean, they'll have to call me Dave.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
But you know what? He could never be me.
I would really hope. So Dave has essentially moved to Sean's hometown where Sean is no longer at. And he has replaced Sean.
Assumed my friends.
Assumed your position.
Wait, now, does he know, like, he's trying to take this position?
No. He doesn't know.
Like-
he doesn't know.
Okay, all right, he just happened to find himself in this situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that this happens to him. I'm hoping that he is at a restaurant having a good old time with your friends, and he gets up to go to the bathroom, and someone says something like, he reminds me of Sean so much. And everyone goes, yeah, right? And he has no idea. So they're talking about how he's so Sean-like behind his back, but have recognized that they have filled this, they've shoved Dave into their heart spot.
Wow.
Where Sean should be.
Wow, poor Dave.
Poor Dave.
Dave deserves
No,
better than
fuck
that.
Dave. You know what? If he wanted so badly to fit in, he could have tried in his own hometown.
Okay, what imagine this.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine this. I happen to be in town.
Okay.
Right? Dave,
You
what?
meet Dave?
No. Dave gets up and goes to the bathroom, still unwittingly that he is their Sean, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do not know that their Sean is present, right? And I happen to come into this diner. Dave has just walked off to the restroom. I come in, I'm like, it's all my old friends. And they're like, holy shit, it's Sean. And, it's a fun experience. We have that thing.
Get lost,
We hug.
Dave.
I sit down, right? Dave comes out. Who the fuck is this? Everybody's like, this is Sean! Not you, Dave! This is not
You're not him.
What if then after a few days
Your food comes back. The food comes back that Dave ordered, and they give the food that Dave ordered to you, and they're like, "Here you go, Sean." He's like, "That's mine." They're like, "Not anymore."
Get out, Dave.
Get out, Dave. This is his Parmesan.
3 days passes, right? I'm getting ready to move on with my life, go back to wherever and whatever. And suddenly, we're all sitting around, and suddenly someone goes, "Yeah, but he's not Dave."
Oh.
Right?
No, wait. Have you ever been in the situation where you have met your replacement?
No.
Quote, unquote? No?
I better not have a replacement.
And not like a replacement.
I don't
but
think
but like someone who's like been like, oh.
And now I'm going to get
he
real
is.
narcissistic. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You can't replace this.
Ah.
This is original. This
Well,
is a
no.
one of a kind.
No,
you want some of
replace
this?
it.
You got to come
can't
get
replace
this.
It, but I know that in my theater life, like I played very certain characters. I would play like I would be like this weird character over here. That I was never like a lead man or anything, but I played like different characters when I was doing like theater and stuff. I know that since I left,
I'm the Fralac.
yeah, I know that since I left, I'm no longer at that theater. So that theater has had to find people to fill those Andrew roles.
Right, okay.
And when they do it a certain way, they're like, that's Andrew.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Or like, oh, like, or he's, you know.
So did you then like visit the theater
And then
after
you
you were
go back
gone?
and visit.
Did someone say to you, "Hey, that's the new you"?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, someone
and
did
did
that
you get
to
all
me.
judgy like, "That ain't me"?
Yeah. I was like, after that, I actually, this is a story a long time ago. But I was young. I was like 14. I thought I was funny. No, I was funny. When I was 14, I was fucking hysterical. I am
bet.
like 900 times funnier when I was 14 than I am right now. Like 900. Like you just look at him and be like, ah, look at that nut. I mean, like I'd be smashing my head into things, being like falling down, farting on kittens, whatever you do.
I don't think you know what funny is anymore.
You know,
I don't think you knew what it was then
I don't
either.
know what humor is. I don't know what it
That
is.
poor kitten.
But there was one time where I was doing like a show or something, and this guy got this part, and I kind of came in like afterwards, and somebody said something like, "Oh, Josh is a comedic genius."
Uh-oh.
And the thing is, yeah, I was young, and I was like, "A comedic genius, huh? Let's see how funny he is."
You took it personal.
And well, yeah, and his thing is that this guy had no idea that someone had said something like this about him. That
So
there's
you go walking in
yeah,
half-cocked like,
yeah.
"Hey, Josh!"
Hey, and I went, "Hey,
You wanna
Josh,
fucking laugh?"
tell us a joke, Josh."
Yeah, because nothing's funnier than forced comedy.
And I'm just mad. Josh is funny, huh?
Make me laugh, funny man. Come
Apparently,
on.
you guys never see me do this.
For
I'm
the
just, like, jumping
audience at
around.
home, Andrew is dancing in his seat.
Look at this.
Erratically.
Watch me.
His arms are in all
guys
directions.
seen this?
There's a lot of leg movement happening. He keeps saying, "Have you seen this?" And no, Andrew. The answer is no. We have not seen that.
Could you imagine this, though? I walk into a room full of people, and I think that I'm funnier than Josh. I've never met Josh before. I don't even know who Josh
Wait,
is.
no, you're half-cocked, you're hot-headed.
Yeah.
None of these people know what's going on.
Yep.
And you're just out to prove that Josh
Yeah.
is not funnier than you.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
This is
you
gonna
guys,
go over like a fart in church.
you guys think that Josh is funny? Watch this. I'm just taking off my shirt and just like being like, blah.
Who the fuck is Josh?
Yeah, I'm like, I'll show them. I'll grab a bottle of water and pour it on my head.
Please
'Cause
let
I'm
Josh be the kid in the wheelchair.
insanity.
What's this guy's problem?
In fairness, Josh was like really talented and had well-deserved credits to his name.
Oh, really? He's earned
And
it.
played like was a very good character and
Did you
was
have to then eat it and be like, "Oh,
well,
hey,
yeah. The
respect, bro"?
let me put it this way: comedy is very objective, and Josh was as funny as me in his own. He was fucking funnier than me. I'll tell you. He was at least.
Go ahead and take a breath.
Here's the
You've
thing.
taken a big step
Here's the
today.
thing.
It's okay. I bet you know what?
Here's the thing.
Have you been listening to Josh's podcast? Exactly. You win, my friend.
Here's the thing. If Josh has a podcast, he has 600 times
You know
more
it's so much
listeners.
better. We
Josh,
gotta know,
honestly,
Shaq.
if you find Josh out there, if you're listening to Random Bush and you find Josh's podcast, you know what? He might already be a celebrity
What
in
was
his
Josh's
own mind.
last name?
His name actually wasn't Josh. His name was Todd.
Todd?
And Yeah, because I was trying to save his innocence and everything. But
Oh.
no, his name was Todd. Who
Whatever.
knew Todd or whatever? But it was so funny.
We should look him up. See
He
if
was
he has a
so
podcast.
fucking funny. He might.
If he's got a good podcast.
He was hysterical. And honestly, he was 6 times funnier than 14-year-old Andrew, which means he was, 7,200 times funnier than current Andrew. So,
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, no. Do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
It's exponential like
oh,
that?
he'd be making people would be wetting their pants if they were listening to his podcast right now.
Wow.
Mine, they're like,
All right, guys, you
"Look,
heard it
right
from
now. You
Andrew.
heard it from me. Go
Look
out
out
there
for
and find
Todd's
Todd's podcast."
It's
Todd's
gonna be good.
funny.
We've never seen it, but we're pretty fucking sure.
I'm
it's
gonna
at
go ahead and
least-
promote
at least 15 times more funny than your.
at minimum. At minimum,
minimum.
I think it's exponential. I really do.
So if you want to pee yourself and cry in a joyful way, then Todd's podcast is the way to go.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to make up for the rest of the percentages there, Sean, because there's no way that I'm gonna be catching up to Todd. Not in the state that I'm in right now.
This has been the Random Bush Show. Thank you so very much. More to come. Keep an eye out. Go ahead and hit that RSS subscribe button because we've got a lot more content coming at you. I hope you enjoy the show. Please tune in for more. Have a great day, everyone.